morning, friends. Welcome to this episode of Amazing Churches. It's Sunday morning, and I am here about to join with the church family of the church where I'm currently serving as interim pastor, watching together the worship service, worshiping together, but the service that I recorded in my living room yesterday. So I've got my guitar here in the room with me. I'm going to play along with myself during the music, and then I am going to listen to the sermon that I preached yesterday, because it's important for me that we're still, as much as possible, gathering with the church family together for worship, even though we can't be in the same room. What I want to talk to you about today from a church standpoint is that it appears that we're going to be beginning, and by we, I'm talking about the church in general, not simply this church, but we're going to be beginning to figure out how to get back in the room together again soon, over the next number of weeks and months, and it'll probably be slow and a little bit at a time. We're going to figure out how to do things. But I want to tell you a thought that occurred to me the other day. I have a bit of a fear about these days ahead. Now, early on, when we first began this time of restrictions on gathering and distancing, all those kind of things, and doing things online as opposed to being in the room together, I had a fear that we would not learn how to do some things during this. We'd miss the opportunity to learn how to do some things from a technology standpoint that we probably should have been doing already, in terms of streaming our services online for the benefit of those who are not in the room with us, for of online giving, various other kind of things like that. My fear was that we would rush to get back to normal as soon as possible, and that we would forget about some of the things that we learned. But my fears changed over the past few weeks, as it looks like we are going to be moving back together over the next number of weeks. I think most people have figured out the online thing. Some of them, many, I would guess, have even figured out how beneficial it is. If they weren't doing it already, perhaps they'll continue doing it. We'll understand that there are some things that we've got to do differently, and we will embrace some lessons that we've learned. But my new fear is that we will jump back into gathering together and trying to do other things, and we will have this incredible sense of pressure that we've got to make up for lost time, that we've got to jump in and try to make something happen because we feel like we've been on pause for a while. Well, the truth of the matter is that we haven't been on pause. We have been not able to be in the room together, but the church has not been on pause. And if we're not careful, we will feel like we've got to do 3 times or 4 times or 10 times as many things in the first few weeks back as we would have done had we never had this time of distancing and not being able to gather, not being able to do some of the ministries that we've done before. And my fear is that a lot of pastors and leaders are going to take it upon themselves to make something happen. And we are going to jump into measuring our effectiveness on how many people show up, rather than how we are deepening our walk with God. That we are going to we're going to see a lot of pastors and leaders who are going to burn out because they're going to try to do so much so fast because they feel like they haven't been able to do anything in a while. And I just want to encourage pastors and leaders, but also want to encourage church members to help your pastors and leaders understand that we've not been on pause. And it is not necessary to try to do as many things as soon as possible, to try to cram in multiple services so that we can have proper distancing, all that. It's not necessary to do that because it's not on us. God is in control. And we need to be sure that we are trusting Him, and that we are trusting Him that He is going to use this time when we have been gathering separately, when we have not been able to be together in organized ministry, but we have been doing ministry in our families and in our communities and checking on our neighbors, that we would lean into what we have been learning and not feel the pressure to make something happen, because we are not the ones that make things happen. So I just want to encourage you with that. Step in to each step, trusting God and looking to go deep, not to go broad and wide. Don't burn yourself out trying to do so many things at one time. We're not in a hurry. I just wanted to encourage you with that today, and it's just about time for the worship service to get started. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm praying for you today and praying that God will be at work in your church to make your church the amazing church He intends for it to be, amazed by Him and joining Him in what He's doing. God bless you. See you next time.